The color today is light pewter, the company Benjamin Moore. This is Hue Review, so let's review this color right now. I'm James and I love reviewing paint colors, and the way that I do it is I'm going to give you the vibe of this color, what to expect from it, how versatile it is and practicality, and then of course I'll give you my verdict, whether I would use this color, and if so, how I would use it. These are going to be similar colors from other paint companies. If your painter wasn't using Benjamin Moore for whatever reason, you can recommend these as an alternative, but they're not spot-on matches, so just be aware of that. They're close, but not perfect. ThePaintPeople.com is your go-to destination for quality paint and paint supplies. We're more than just a paint store. We are your partner in bringing color to life. Our commitment to fast shipping ensures that your order will reach you promptly so you can start your project without unnecessary waiting. Visit our website today and discover a world of colors, quality, and convenience. And as a thank you for supporting us on YouTube, use coupon code JAMES5 for 5% off your order. So if you're someone that's researched light pewter online, you might have noticed a lot of people have said, this is a true neutral, no undertones to speak of. Every color has an undertone, especially when you put it in your home and you see it on your walls. But because this color is so balanced, it really is so dependent on your home and your lighting and your flooring as to how it will actually look. The vibe of this color is very much grayish. It is a gray-beige combination. And if I had to pick one side over the other, I would maybe say there's a touch more of that beiginess to it that does make it feel a little warm. But again, if you have really cool lighting, north-facing exposure, that beige quality will definitely be overpowered by the gray. So this is something that you definitely want to test before you use because of that volatility that it has. So before you get a big can of paint, get a small, tiny little baby tin, a tester tin. I mean, they're usually plastic, not tin. Light pewter has an LRV around 67.5, so that makes it pretty light. It's on the light side of midtones, I would say. And that does make it a suitable choice as a wall color because it's not going to feel too washed out typically. I mean, it might because it is so passive as a color. Like there's not any real coloration or hue coming through that you'll notice. It's a very much hide in the background type of paint choice, which could be exactly what you're looking for. Oftentimes it is. So how versatile is light pewter? If I were to give this a score on the tier list, I think I would put light pewter at an A- on the versatility score, which I think is the highest score I've given so far. The reason it's not higher is I just knock it a little bit for its lightness. If it was at like a 61 LRV-ish, I think it'd be kind of in that perfect depth range. That little bit of added lightness does reduce its versatility when used outside, I would say. It just loses some of that depth and richness you might want on the outside of your home. And I also think because it's so perfectly balanced with warm and cool, it can sometimes teeter-totter the wrong way depending on what you're looking for. So I think that does knock it a bit, but I am reaching. I just didn't want to give it perfect score, but it's very, very flexible, super versatile paint color, whether you use it inside or outside. Okay, so what's my verdict? How would I use this color in my home? If we bust out the palette pyramid, brought to you by the Paint People. I wish my name started with P, then I could really lean into that alliteration so hard, but I'm just James, you know. Is light pewter more of an accent color, or is it a secondary supporting color that you could use it on your trim, or just in some other rooms of your home, not necessarily the main part of your home? Or is it a main color that you can put everywhere if you really wanted to? Yes, that one. It is absolutely main color worthy. Light pewter is a choice you can use everywhere in your home if you really wanted to. If you just wanted to get a couple pails of this and put it in your hallway, in your living areas, in your kitchen, in your bedrooms, you could do it and it'll work. It'll flow really well throughout your home. Super neutral, super passive, not going to offend anyone, but it might not be the perfect choice, obviously, for every single room. It's just a great default option. And that's what main colors are. They're just a solid, reliable choice that you can count on. So that's how I would use it. But would I? Yes, I would. I think this is a nice alternative to my current main color. Just a little bit darker, a little more of a traditional grayish choice, which is maybe not something I would want to use now, but I could transition to that at some point if I wanted that slightly earthier, taupey look. But I think a color like this, you can put it in nearly any home and it'll work somewhere for sure. Maybe not for sure, but There's a good chance. Before I let you go, I'll give you some color pairings that are kind of lighter and darker alternatives. Oxford white would be the white choice I would pair with this color if you wanted a baseboard option or a ceiling option or just a white wall in another part of the home. I think Oxford white has that similar sort of vibe where it's kind of balanced. It's not really cold. It's not really warm leaning too much. Sort of sits in the middle. And then the darker variation, I would say maybe could be Cape May cobblestone. Although I would say because this color is darker and has more richness, its undertones are a little more apparent. It feels a bit less neutral. It does lean towards the cool side a touch. So just keep that in mind. It's taupey. It has a warm and cool element with brown and gray, but I think the gray does move to the forefront just a tad, just so you know. And that's a review. If you want to see a light pewter themed color palette at the end of this week, let me know in the down below, and I got another video for you right here.